What bit of advice would you give to up-and-coming actors?
You know, I would tell young up-and-coming actors, artists generally, is to really look alongside you, look at your peers, invest in each other, support each other. You're the ones who are going to be growing together in the professional pursuits that you're into. Really invest in that community. I think that there's this idea that, like, if you're an actor, you got to get hired by somebody, you got to, look up a hierarchy in order to get into the business. But it's really smart and really important to look laterally and invest in the talents and the ambitions and the dreams of the people around you and make your own work together.
Begin to always understand what your worth is. Once you understand what your worth is, then you will know not to ever lowball yourself. You will understand what that is in the dynamic of how this business works. So self-worth is very important, and always believe in yourself. Just always believe in yourself, because that's where it starts. If you don't believe in yourself, then the people that's watching are not going to believe in you also.
Be comfortable with you, who you are, what you have to offer. Be realistic about that. And know that acting is just like a percentage of what this is all about. The acting is just a percentage. It's not all about the acting.
Live. Live. Don't be afraid to live. Because there's much that's learned in a classroom. And there are things we learn in performance and in rehearsal. But it's what we live that we bring to those processes.
Right.
And don't be afraid to live. Now, I don't mean to them to go jump in the gutter or put themselves in harm's way.
Right.
But when I say live, I mean just that, live. Take in nature and surroundings and observe people as you're interacting with them, and your own thoughts and reactions. Live.
For myself and for people like me who are artists and who love what they do, but the maybe very talented, but the business side of things, the industry side of things doesn't come naturally, I would just say, pay a little more attention to that.
Get your training and work your butt off, and don't expect that your career is going to look like anybody else's career, and have patience and faith, and learn how to network. Networking is tremendously important. It's a skill that I'm still working on myself. A lot of the training programs, the conservatory training programs, are really great at giving you your artistic toolkit, and sometimes you have to work on developing your own business person's toolkit, and they are equally important.
We're our own producers as performing arts. At least that's how I see it.
Right.
I'm my own product, I'm my own brand, and I have a great team around me. And I think if you make the choice to understand what that team is about in building and uplifting your career, I think that you can never go wrong in the sense of understanding that there is no right and wrong. You're doing what works for you.
Okay.
And if you understand that about yourself and what works for you, you can build on that. You can build on that, and people can understand what that is and know what to do with your brand.
Ooh, the most important advice would be for you to go and learn your craft, to go and train. A lot of young people think their personality and their good looks will get them up the road. It might get you through the door, but you may not stay in that race long enough to finish the cross line. So perfect the skill, go to study, train.
Train. There's nothing more important than honing your craft. And a lot of young folks just want to jump right into TV or right into commercials or film or whatever. And it's like, you look at the people who've been around for years and years and years. It's because they have theater backgrounds, because they're doing theater, and that's where you get a lot of strength and training, craft honing. They keep working at the craft. I tell them, I said, look, if you go to an audition and you see me sitting there and you haven't trained, and we're reading for the same role, you're not getting a job.
There you go.
And that's a fact, because people are trained. So you need to be ready.
People come to me, or mothers and fathers especially, mostly mothers, they come to me and say, I got a son or I got a daughter who wants to be an actor, and what do you think I should do? And I tell them, and then the kid is standing right there, especially if the kid is right there, I will look at them and I'll tell them, I say, honestly, if there's anything you can do other than being an actor that you could be happy with and be moderately successful at, you should do that. Because this game is way too hard. Trying to be in show business is going to cost you tremendously. You're going to go periods where you don't have a dime to your name. How are you going to pay the rent? How are you going to feed your family? Whatever. If there's anything else, if you can be a lawyer, if you can be a teacher, if you can be, an IT person, and you can be happy doing that, you should be doing that. Now, if I say that to them, and that young person is not fazed by that advice, then they're supposed to be in this game.
I think a lot of young actors are always taught to just be themselves. And I think that's great, but you have to understand that people aren't necessarily paying money to just come see you be you. They also want to see you create a character. Now, that character should be based off a part of you, so that's your way into that character. But then I think once you've opened that door, you have to understand the circumstances of that character, right, of the world that they're in. So what I would say to young actors is, make sure that you get that extra bit of training, because you're going to surprise yourself. And that would be my advice to them. Just really always keep digging deeper. There should never be a moment when you feel like I've arrived. No, you haven't. Keep it the work. Keep working. Getting a great job does not mean you've arrived. It means you've gotten a great job.
I hear you.
That job will end, and you need to keep going. Okay. So there is no end point. This is a process. No matter what you've done, no matter how successful you feel like you've been, it never stops. It's a process. Keep working, keep deepening. You can always be better.
As a young actor coming up, I would always say study hard, work hard. Mediocrity does not exist in theater. My favorite quote is, perfection is unattainable, but if you chase perfection, you might catch excellence. That's Vince Lombardi. And that's a quote that I live by every day. Always, always chase excellence in theater, because that's all we have. We have our reputation in theater. Work hard, always be on time, always be prepared, right? Your reputation is all you have in this business. Work hard to maintain that. Your body is your instrument. If you are a musician, if you are a violinist, where do you keep your violin? Do you keep it in the glove compartment of your car? Right. No, you keep it in a case. It's got a little soft cover on it. It's got a zipper. It's got a clip, right? If you have a flute, you don't keep it in your back pocket, right? You keep it in a case. Your body is your instrument. Encase it, protect it. Make sure that you do well, that you speak well, that you don't put anything in your body that can harm your body, because this is your instrument. Your teeth, your mouth, your face, your arms, your legs, your everything, your breath. Your breath is your inspiration. Be inspired by it and use it, so that when you get on stage, there's nothing in your way, so that you're open to receive everything that your fellow actors give you, your director gives you, the playwright gives you, and certainly those people sitting in those red seats give you, right? Because you have to be ready and open.
Know what you're passionate about. For me, my career has really been driven by what I'm passionate about. And that sustains me through the times when it's not going the way that you want it to go. It is not an easy business, which people will tell you all the time. Though it used to, when I was at school, people would always show up and they'd say, if you could do anything else, go do it, which always used to upset me because I thought, how limiting of you as a human being, that that's the only thing you can do. No, I could do other things, but this is the thing I want to do. This is the thing I love to do. And just know what you want. So many actors get distracted by offers of fortune and fame and celebrity. And if you're into that, then do that. Then organize your life accordingly. But if that's not what you're into, then don't let it distract you.
Trust in yourself. Be who you are. Somebody sees value in that, even if you don't. Somebody does. And once they do, listen to them.
It's going to take some time sometimes, and then don't be afraid to work hard. That's what it's about. You got to be patient with yourself, but you also got to put in the work. You always got to be prepared, and you always got to be ready. Show up. That's the biggest thing.
There you go.
You show up and be ready. Hey man, you're taking care of at least 60%.
Right.
Of the business.
Very good.
That happens to be show.
Dream as big as possible. Dreaming is free. A really good friend of mine told me that Alton Fitzgerald White is an incredible actor, told me to dream big. And it's free. It's free. You can do it as much as you want. And, I think there's a difference between dreams and visions. Dreams are these things that we feel are impossible and unattainable versus visions are these things that we know that we can do. They might be terrifying, but just grab a hold of your visions, your dreams, and turn them into visions and just go for them. There's nothing stopping you but you. Go get them.
Be you. There is only one you. There's only one you.
Right.
And that is something that can never, ever be replicated. Now, it can be refined, it can be changed, you can learn, shift, grow, transform, but as you move into the world of auditions and judgment and well, you just weren't right for this, but you're right for that, or whatever, there's only one you. And my favorite poem of all time is Shel Silverstein's Where the Sidewalk Ends. I know a place where the sidewalk ends and before the street begins, and there the moonbird rests in its flight to cool in the peppermint wind. Let us leave this place where the smoke blows black and the dark street winds and bends. Yes, we'll walk with the walk that is measured and slow, and go where the chalk white arrows go, for the children they mark, and the children they know, the place where the sidewalk ends. And that's our future.
All right, sister.